Hi there everybody, my name is Jason and we got a video analysis for you today. We got Sosa versus ThundeRzReiGN, the two best players in the West Coast. But they're going to be playing Pit and Falcon. And I think that, first off, it's like funny, I think. But at the same time, there actually is a decent amount to learn in this match. And in the context of what these players are, the fact that they're not playing their mains, how does sort of a more bare bones, less refined character do well, right? For context, both of these players got to winners finals without dropping, like, Thunder's Falcon didn't drop a single game, and Sosa's Pit didn't drop a single game until semis against Jose V. It dropped one game, but still 3-1'd him. And these two players reached winners finals using only their secondaries. So their secondaries are good. At the same time, though, their secondaries are not refined. They don't have a lot of depth to them, but they do one or two things very well. And they're able to kind of use that in order to get all the way and get really far in a tournament. So that's like something that's very interesting to note. What I'm going to talk about today specifically is how their dash dances interact. I would say that Sosa and Thunders are two players with extremely good dash dance games, and the interactions that you're going to see and all of the neutral game wins and losses are going to be in relation to the dash dance. And we're going to see something from Sosa really soon. We're going to see this up smash. And this is the central conflict inside of this matchup. Pit and Falcon have different moves that can, quote-unquote, disrespect a dash dance. Falcon has one of the best dash dances in the game. Pit has a very good dash dance as well with disjoints. He is the best, I don't know, like, I guess his weight and the speed means that he can use his aerials for stuffing approaches very well in tandem with a really good dash dance. So, what happened here? Why did Sosa decide to up smash in neutral? And understanding that decision is going to help us understand the rest of the match. What he's doing is something that I call disrespecting a dash dance. He thinks that Thunders is going to jump in. He's blocking the approach, thinking that Thunders is going to do a short hop, right? If you can guess, and this is pretty much a guess, if you can guess when Falcon is going to jump in, right? Falcon's short hop kind of takes him at this trajectory, right? Right directly into the spinning blades of Pit's up smash. So if you can get that timing right, if you hit this up smash, you're going to be able to pretty much diffuse what would have been a very scary neutral, and you're going to be putting them up. And since Falcon's a fast faller, it's either going to lead into a tech chase or it's going to lead into a juggle. And that's a really big risk and a really big reward, one that Sosa is going to take again and again, because he's a player that kind of tries to figure out your habits and is willing to take those risks, because look at this. He has a pretty decent punish game with his Pit, right? Like it's like not that bad for a secondary. He does 52% there, and the only reason he gets hit by this is because that down tilt whiffs, right? After this down throw, he dash attacks. Thunders looks like he's DIing in, so then Sosa goes for a down tilt, but it's a couple frames too late, right? And because of that, he's going to get up air grabbed, and then Thunders is going to do his punish, right? And once this is done, we're going to go back to the neutral, right? Back to dash dancing. Shield drop. And this is like example of like high level sort of interactions that you don't see at a low level. Even though these players are playing characters that are not super crispy and smooth, this is a very interesting thing that happens, and it will never happen at mid-level play. Is Thunders is up here shielding, Sosa comes up with an up air. But the thing is that he knows that Thunders can shield drop up air, shield drop whatever, right? And just for a little bit, for people who don't really know what any of this stuff is, a shield drop is when you can fall through a platform while in shield. After you fall through the platform, you can do anything because you are in the air now. So a common thing to do with Falcon would be shield drop up air, right? He drops through, and then he can do an up air over here, which covers all of this space as he's falling down, right? That's a very good defensive option against characters that are trying to up air you from below. So let's say if Sosa didn't time his jump correctly, if he jumped a little higher, he would be up airing here, and then Thunders would shield drop and then up air. It would hit Sosa out, right? He's at 76. That would pretty much give Thunders center stage. So Sosa, respecting that, spaces his up air from below. And that means that when Thunders does his shield drop up air, right, like I say here, Sosa is already down low, which means that he has the opportunity to do a move, right? I think he's going to try to back air. What Sosa was anticipating and what he was actually being safe from multiple options. A shield drop down air would have caught someone as well, right? Like it wouldn't have caught Sosa, but it would have caught someone who spaced their aerial incorrectly, right? Thunders does an immediate roll because he knows that Sosa is going to try to attack him, and then grabs him, right? So like this whole interaction is just covering different things, and it happens really fast. But like, to some degree, these players are thinking about these decisions, whether it be subconsciously or not. Okay, we're gonna go back, and again, Sosa is a fan of this call out here. He's gonna up smash, thinking that, and all these up smashes are trying to call movement. That's what he's doing. So he sees that Thunders is on a platform, and he's thinking, okay, well, if Thunders fades in this way, then I can catch him, right? There are different scenarios in which Thunders would want to go in, maybe drop down with like a knee or a down air or something, kind of get a combo started. If he takes that, then he's going to eat an up smash. But instead, Thunders fades out, which is, the 50-50 that Sosa is forcing. He gets grabbed for it, but it's not that big of a deal. Pit can DI out from a Falcon down throw at 0 and be able to jump out, it looks like, so it doesn't actually matter that much. Thunders doesn't anticipate that, and then he gets comboed for a little bit. Good punish. Sosa's punish game is pretty good with his pit, so that's kind of the SoCal style, which is just like take a lot of gambles in neutral and then have a really good punish game. Right here, Sosa catches this, right? Thunder's knee is very it's spaced bad, so then you can get a dash dance grab. The problem though is that Thunders is still invincible he still has platform invincibility, so Sosa gets jabbed and he's gonna eat a little bit. We're back in neutral, right? Sosa goes for this grab, but Thunders dashes away. A lot of the wins and losses are coming from the dash dance game, and I think that's important to note. Here again is a shield drop opportunity, this time for Sosa. He goes down, and he does not expect Thunders to dash away so fast, and that pivot actually, does Thunders shield here? That's very good. It forces Sosa to miss space, right? And this is very high level from Thunders. Look at where Sosa is dropping, right? He falls here. So let's see what Sosa is trying to do, because this is like, even though it didn't work, it's a good idea. Thunders is right here, okay, and I'm gonna start drawing on the screen for a little bit. If Thunders, he's up airing, and Thunders' up air is kind of moving him towards this spot, right? So what Sosa is gonna do, and we're gonna actually, let's frame advance for a little bit. Frame advance. Boop. Oh, what the heck? D interlace. Oh, because I'm pressing D instead of E. Thunders lands right here. He lands directly below Sosa, right? Let's see where he shield drops now. Sosa is going to shield drop such that he's going to go like this, and he's going to try to land behind ThundeRzReiGN, right? But just barely. That prevents Thunders from being able to shield grab him. So we can see that happening now. So like Sosa is gonna assume that ThundeRz is gonna stay here. He's gonna put up his shield because obviously, if you're doing this, you're afraid of the shield drop up air. You're gonna shield. So he drops through and he's going to down air right here. He down airs right here, and that would have caught ThundeRz if ThundeRz had stayed in shield. ThundeRz would have been in shield. He would have been facing this way. Sosa would have been safe with his down air and would have been able to dash in. The problem though is that ThundeRz is crazy. So like he pretty much has more time to do actions that other players wouldn't. Most players would be scared. They would just stand here and they would shield. But ThundeRz tiny dash dance aways, pivots, and then puts up his shield this way. So Sosa gets cut off guard. What was a cross up is now not a cross up. So he's gonna get grabbed. And like this, that's like the tiny little interactions that like even though these players like, you know, like they play different characters, but like the good player habits like leak into matches like this. So that's like very interesting. And that happened because ThundeRzReiGN kind of had time for a little bit of a dash dance. That dash dance is something like a lot of players wouldn't go for. They see the shield drop. Like first off, it's kind of high level to anticipate the shield drop, right, and then shield. But to anticipate it, dash away, then dash back in. That's like something else, and that's what makes these players like on another level. Gets a good punish for it. That's well deserved. We're gonna go back into neutral here, right? Sosa likes to shoot arrows in order to check people's dash dances, right? ThundeRzReiGN is very mindful, so doesn't work. We go, nothing happens. Low percent, pit doesn't get hit. Another up smash from Sosa. This is a whiff punish, so it's a little safer. Gets a little bit of a tech chase. Here we go. Whiffs another down tilt. That's unfortunate. It looks like Sosa's a couple frames too early this time. Again, that's like kind of like the punish game isn't super refined yet. This is Sosa's other anti-approach. We saw up smash a couple times. But what we're going to see here is we're going to see a nair, which Sosa is able to get out because he crouch cancels this back air. See that? That's a crouch cancel. And he's trying to dash attack, and this is like a pretty decent idea in general, is that when you do dash attacks, you want to ASDI down because you can't do anything else during your dash attack animation, and when you get hit by it, like you want to be holding down already. That allows Sosa to be able to put out his shield here, right? ThundeRzReiGN was not anticipating it. This is a very good use of crouch cancel, by the way. So if you're ThundeRzReiGN, you're like, wait a second, I'm about to hit him. I'm about to hit him with my back air. He's at 17. He's going to go right here or something, and he's going to like maybe tech on the ground. I have him in a tech chase situation, right? He might tech roll here, might tech in place, might tech roll out, whatever. Let's do what a normal Falcon does in a tech chase situation and down air and then react afterwards. So he does that, whereas like Sosa actually crouch cancels it, right? So because he crouch cancels it, this down air that ThundeRzReiGN is throwing out in anticipation of the tech chase can have the opportunity to be stuffed. Good job on Sosa to understand that he wants to put out a defensive hitbox because he knows that ThundeRzReiGN wants to follow up from here. This is an opportunity for ThundeRzReiGN to jump in, and Sosa understands that, throws something out preemptively to catch it, gets a big punish off of that. Right? We're back to center. Oof. And this is going to be a lot of like darting back and forth. This is as honest as the game gets. It's like really, it looks really weird, but they're just like really scared of each other's hitboxes. Mainly right now it's, right, so like right here you can see Sosa's running away from ThundeRzReiGN, outspaces the knee, has to run off stage, but it's okay, he has multiple jumps. He's able to get up. You see that ThundeRzReiGN right here. Every little decision I think like matters in like these high level matches. ThundeRzReiGN puts an up air here because he thinks that Sosa has to land. Like if Sosa wave landed after that first jump, like right here, jump, and then let's see wave lands, then ThundeRzReiGN's up air will hit him because he's going to be inside some sort of lag. But Sosa has two jumps, able to get away from it, really utilizing the strengths of a multi-jump character. Right, we're out right now. Sosa dash attacks, but ThundeRzReiGN does a quick double jump to get over it. They're like trying to feel each other out. There's another nair that's meant to catch a jump in, right? See, ThundeRzReiGN went in for a couple frames, then he went out. That's when Sosa throws this out, anticipating that the dash dance is going to come back in again, right? ThundeRzReiGN doesn't. and then he jumps here, but like I don't know, like frame by frame, you can kind of like see different things happening. They're like trying to avoid each other. This is what good like like spaced out neutral looks like. Sosa gets one hit and then that's it, right? Thunders gets a critical miss on this grab, and then that's his stock. But let's zoom back. This entire sequence is just little things. Covered, but avoided right here. Tries to do something. Double jumping to avoid stuff right here. Avoids that. This miss, and then like there's a lot of stuff going on even though nobody is getting hit. And I think that that's something that's really important. That's what it means to have a good neutral. Is that every like moment you're trying to do something, you're trying to think of stuff. Right here, this is fancy little. look at Thunder. Look at Thunder's movement. It's so funny. Up air, waveland, boom. Okay, and then that's probably going to be stock unless Sosa can make it back, which he does. That's good. Unfortunately for Sosa here, what he's been doing this entire game, see that? That's an up smash. It trades instead of beating it out. Sosa was a couple frames off. Because it trades and because up smash has such a weak first hit, Sosa gets grabbed and dies for it. So that's like kind of a wonky way to lose the 50-50. If he was a little faster, then maybe it would be like a very even game. But instead now Thunders has 2 stocks to Sosa's 1. We're going to get a combo. Again, this up smash is a call out. This one clanks instead of getting the hit. Like Sosa's willing to take those risks, but they're not all going to work. Again, right? Anticipating a jump in, but which is reasonable. To guess that, because look, Thunders is dash dancing. When you're dash dancing, you want to jump in eventually, but he shield stops, right? Which pretty much lets him get random stuff out before Sosa is done with his end lag of his up smash. This is a gimp. I want to see what led into it. Again, the double jumps, the multiple jumps. That's Thunder's covering a tech in place, right? He doesn't think that Pit's going to be able to jump out of it. 1 frame off, and then Thunders commits to a shuffle knee, which would have covered a tech in place, but he dies for it because one frame that Sosa had to be able to jump out of it. And I think that this is just this is just a really good 101 for what are top players thinking of, or what decisions do they make in a game. This is stripped away all of the subtleties of let's say Thunders is playing Donkey Kong and Sosa is playing Wario. There are a lot of little tricks that Sosa has. There are a lot of little tricks that Thunders has that are really specific to the character, right? And you have that level of mastery in addition to having a really good neutral, and that's how you can become a player that's really good. But this is they're playing characters that kind of have that subtlety stripped away from them. This is just really raw basic stuff, right? Sosa whiffs that back air, Thunders whiffs that grab, he spot dodges anticipating that he would have gotten pivot grabbed, which puts him at a disadvantage, right? And this is the other half of the 50 that I was talking about. If Sosa had up smashed here, he would have been able to catch Thunders, but he doesn't, and he dies for it. And that's pretty much the game. There was a lot of calls and a lot of reads. I think that that's indicative of what Smash is. People don't mess up from tech flubs, and they don't mess up because they make dumb decisions. In this game, players messed up because they were trying to do something, and that thing that they wanted to happen didn't happen. And then you pretty much take that 50-50. Sometimes it's gonna land on tails, and when it does, you take the punishment. You want to check people a lot. Everything that you're doing should be for a certain purpose. And I think that there was a lot of purpose and subtlety in the way that these players move their characters, the decisions that they made, when to throw out attacks. It looks really random and it looks really scrubby if you isolate it, but when you kind of take it within the context of, oh yeah, this is the type of interaction that will happen if I do this. So I'm going to cover these options and choose not to cover these other ones. I'll look like a dummy if he chooses one of the other ones, but if I pick right, then I get a really big punish, and that's the risk reward. The risk is high, but the reward is high too. And both of these players kind of had pretty good punish games. yeah, so I recommend everybody not to completely discount matches when players are not playing their mains. There's still a lot to learn, and there's definitely still a lot to learn from two of the best players in on the West Coast. Yeah, so hope that was a fun one for y'all. It was a fun one for me. See you later.